Unveiling the hidden truths of abundance. Are you ready for your sacred awakening? I never expected a single dream to change everything. Darkness buzzed around me, enveloping my mind in a shroud of questions, fears, and a deep longing. One moment, I was lost in the mundane, trudging through life, and the next, a flicker of light pierced my sleep. There it was, a vivid scene, alive, swirling with colors and sounds I had never known. It beckoned me, whispering secrets of a hidden realm. I woke up gasping, my heart racing. The aroma of blooming jasmine filled my room, suffusing the air with a sweetness I couldn't ignore. Outside, the world was waking too. I peered through the curtains, the sun's gold rays bathing everything in warmth, yet inside me, a storm raged. A desperate search for meaning ignited within. Days turned to weeks. I found myself wandering through the woods, an ancient place where the trees stood like sentinels, guarding the mysteries of life. There, I felt the energy pulsing under my feet, a resonance that vibrated through my bones. I closed my eyes, listening to the rustle of leaves and the distant calls of unseen creatures. There were signs. A feather, white and pristine, dropped from the sky, landing at my feet as if placed there for my eyes only. A doe, wide-eyed and gentle, stepped out from behind the trees, her gaze piercing, as if she knew the burdens I carried. Each day brought fragments of the dream back to me, hazy but urgent, flickers of a truth I was longing to uncover. But as questions swirled in my mind, the tension grew. Was it all just my imagination? Or was there something greater waiting to unfold? I felt a pull, a calling toward the unknown, yet I hesitated. My thoughts raced as I waded deeper into the woods, each step an act of faith, every rustle an echo of my uncertainty. What was I supposed to find? What awakening awaited me? The weight inside me grew heavier, constricting like a snake around my chest. I could almost grasp it, yet it slipped through my fingers like mist. And as twilight descended, casting long shadows across the forest floor, I stood still. My heart thudded loudly against the silence. Suddenly, the air shimmered. A vision flashed before my eyes, the same vibrant colors, the mystery that had once stirred me in the night. What did it mean? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. The vibrancy faded as quickly as it appeared, leaving me with a lingering sense of urgency. I breathed in deeply, the crisp air filling my lungs, mingling with the jasmine scent that still clung to my skin. I had found solace here, yet the unease simmered beneath, intertwining with the thickening twilight. As days turned into sleepless nights, I found myself returning to the same clearing, a place that felt like a crossroads of sorts, a nexus between the ordinary and the extraordinary. It was there, amidst the whispering trees and the soft hum of nature, that I sensed I was on the verge of something profound. My footsteps echoed in the stillness, resonating with my unsettled heart. One evening, the sky blared vibrant hues, a fiery canvas that seemed to mirror my inner turmoil. It was during one of my quiet observations that I noticed something near glimmer, almost like a star fallen to earth. I approached it cautiously, my heart pounding. Then, as I knelt in the foliage, I uncovered an exquisite crystal, its facets glinting even in the fading light. Intrigued, I picked it up, feeling a warmth flow through my fingertips. It felt alive. And that moment, a gentle breeze rustled through the trees, carrying an ephemeral melodious sound that stung my heart with both longing and recognition. Could this crystal be a key? An artifact of knowledge? Suddenly, I was transported back to the dream, that vivid realm where colors danced and a truth awakened. This could be a sign, a tool for navigating the labyrinth of my soul. With the crystal cradled in my palms, I closed my eyes. Images flooded my mind, seas of golden wheat, mountains draped in mist, communities gathering in harmony. I could feel the pulse of connection echoing, calling out. But just as I found clarity, questions flooded back, like water breaking through a dam. What did these visions signify? Was I merely a spectator, or was I part of this beautiful tapestry woven of abundance and interconnectedness? Determined to seek answers, I returned to the heart of the woods, feeling the earth beneath my feet as my compass. The landscape shifted subtly as twilight deepened, shadows stretched, and the whispers became more fervent. It was then that I chanced upon an old woman sitting beside a gnarled tree, her silhouette etched against the last embers of sunlight. Her eyes sparkled with a knowing warmth that drew me in. "Welcome, seeker," she said, her voice like the rustling leaves. "You carry a crystal that longs to speak." I held it before her, its glow dimming under her penetrating gaze. "What must I learn? What is the meaning behind this journey?" She smiled, her face a map of time. "Every quest is a reflection of your heart, a desire for truth. The crystal reveals what lies beneath. The abundance you seek is not material but spiritual. It questions your connection to the world." I was captivated yet perplexed. But how do I understand this connection? What role do I play? Her response faded into the wind, replaced by a chorus of night sounds. The absence of clarity felt like a tightening around my chest, forcing the air from my lungs. With a soft chuckle, she gestured toward the vast sky. "Look beyond what is seen, for the answers are woven into the fabric of life itself. Each encounter, each moment carries significance. Trust in your inner guidance." As her words resonated, they sparked a new reflective tumultuous blend of hope and uncertainty. With gratitude deepening in my heart, I rose to leave, the crystal clasped tightly in my palm. Yet, as I stepped into the night, I felt a new seed of doubt sprout within me. Would I ever truly uncover the hidden truths of abundance? Or was I destined to wander, forever haunted by questions that slipped through my fingers like the essence of my dreams? The moon bathed the path before me in silver light, urging me on to the next chapter of this enigmatic quest. Would I find clarity in my journey, or was the beauty of my adventure in the questions themselves? The moonlight cast ethereal patterns upon the forest floor, guiding my footsteps as I meandered deeper into the woods, drawn by an unexplainable impulse. Each step felt significant, spiraling me further along the invisible thread that wove my experiences together. Shadows danced playfully, mocking my fears while lighting the path toward revelations yet unseen. In the heart of the forest, an unexpected clearing materialized, bathed in a phosphorescent glow. A stream flowed nearby, glistening under the moon's watchful gaze, its gentle murmur a soothing balm for my restless spirit. I knelt at the water's edge, its coolness offering a juxtaposition to the warmth of the crystal still cradled in my palm. As I gazed into the murky depths, rippling reflections formed visions of faces, kindred spirits, seekers like myself, all navigating their own quests. I felt their energy, a shared pulse that transcended time and space, reminding me of the universality of our longings. How could I, one small dot in the vastness of existence, share in their journeys? "Do not underestimate the power of your voice," spoke a figure as she stepped from the shadows, her presence commanding yet serene. She wore a flowing robe that seemed to shimmer with the essence of the stars. Another seeker? A guardian? I couldn't discern, but there was a knowing about her that resonated intimately with my heart. "Your questions are not mere echoes in the void, they are seeds waiting to be nurtured," she continued, her gaze unwavering. "The crystal you possess is not merely an artifact. It is a reflection of your soul potential and your inherent abundance. Why do I feel lost, then? I asked, the weight of my uncertainty feeling heavier than I anticipated. I hold this key but cannot find the door it opens, she smiled gently, and the air around us shimmered as if responding to her spirit. Perhaps it is not the door that matters, but the journey between. The beauty of your path lies in your willingness to embrace uncertainty. Every encounter, every challenge is sculpting you into the being you are meant to be. The truth of abundance is not a destination, it is a way of being. Her words lingered like the fragrant scent of jasmine, wrapping around my thoughts. I recalled the crystal, tracing its contours with my fingers. But how can I learn to see with clarity? How do I trust in this abundant journey? Listen with your heart, she responded, her voice like the soft rustle of leaves in the wind. Let curiosity guide you, not fear. Seek the treasure in each moment, the laughter of a child, the rustling of leaves, the dance of shadows. They contain whispers of truth. I close my eyes, envisioning the laughter, the tender interactions that colored my days. The simple moments pulse with life, abundant in meaning. Perhaps I had dimmed my own light in pursuit of something grander, seeking answers outside when they flourished within, yet, as my heart swelled with newfound understanding, a flicker of disquiet crept in. What if I miss out on the signs? What if I fail to unlock the depths of this journey? Fear often masquerades as a guide, but remember, seeker, the enigmatic woman said, you possess the gift of choice. The true finding lies within you. Trust your intuition, it speaks a language as old as time. The signs may not always be clear, but follow your heart and the world will unfurl its mysteries. As her words settled within, I felt the comforting embrace of the forest around me. The moon hung high, vigilant and wise, a testament to the journey's ebb and flow. With the crystal nestled against my chest, I opened my eyes, realizing the path forward was already laid out before me, a series of moments waiting to be embraced, but a lingering question held fast. If the journey was indeed the essence of abundance, would the seeking ever cease? Or would I, like a wanderer on an infinite road, always find another horizon beckoning, another truth waiting in the shadows? So I stood in the luminous clearing, heart open to possibility, ready to continue treading my way through the intricate tapestry of life. Aware that each question was not a limitation but an invitation to deeper understanding. What awaited me in the myriad of adventures ahead? As I stepped away from the shimmering waters, the eerie stillness of the forest enveloped me once more. The ethereal woman had vanished, leaving behind an imprint of inspiration glimmering in my mind. Still nestled against my chest, the crystal pulsed softly, a heartbeat of its own that resonated with the eternal rhythm of the woods. The moon continued its watch, casting a gentle glow that lit the path ahead. Each step felt choreographed, guided by an unseen hand. With every footfall, the forest seemed to awaken. The deeply rooted trees whispered secrets in the breeze, their branches swaying in a soft, melodic dance. It was as if they communicated, sharing knowledge amassed over centuries, lives lived, dreams pursued, and the undying cycle of growth and decay. I stopped to touch the bark of a towering oak, feeling the rough texture beneath my fingers. In its presence, I understood that life ebbs and flows, shifting through phases much like my own journey. Suddenly, a movement caught my eye. A small fox emerged from behind a thicket, its amber eyes reflecting the moonlight. It paused, studying me with the kind of curiosity that felt almost sacred. I crouched low, meeting its gaze, and felt a sudden connection, a silent conversation bridging the gap between our worlds. "What truths do you carry, little one?" I whispered. Just as quickly as it had appeared, the fox darted away, leaving me with the echo of its playful energy. A release of laughter bubbled up within me, reminding me of the joy that sparks from the unexpected. Embracing spontaneity, I followed its path, tracing the subtle trails etched into the underbrush. With each twist and turn, I became more attuned to the present, igniting an awareness I hadn't known I had lost. Soon, I stumbled upon a circle of stones, intricately arranged as if crafted by unseen hands. Their presence felt deeply sacred, as though they had witnessed rituals of ancient seekers long before me. In the center, a distinct pattern, the image of a spiral laid ingrained in the earth. This sacred geometry told a story of cycles, of beginnings and endings, of the journey inward and outward. I knelt at the edge, entranced by its simplicity, yet struck by its profundity. The spiral represented growth, an everlasting continuum that encircled my life's journey and mirrored the lessons that unfolded with every breath. As I explored the stones, a vigorous wind swept through the clearing, carrying with it a multitude of voices, the echoes of past seekers reverberating in my ears. Each whispered word resonated with fragments of wisdom, snippets of truths I craved. Breathe, said one. Connect, urged another. Trust, echoed yet another. I closed my eyes, and with every gust, I felt enveloped in the shared consciousness of those who had walked this very path before me. Suddenly, a realization struck me. Each encounter, whether with a word, a creature, or this arrangement of stones, was a sign steering me toward deeper awareness. It wasn't about deciphering an intricate code of existence, it was about nurturing my connection to the world and the unseen embrace of the universe. But as the winds settled, so did a lingering doubt. What if I interpret these signs with blurred vision? I pondered aloud. Am I truly ready to embrace their teachings, or am I merely a passive observer in this dance of abundance? The question hung in the cool night air, a delicate balance between curiosity and trepidation. It was intoxicating to think of the possibilities, yet daunting to acknowledge my own reservations. Was I prepared to open myself not only to the bounty that was being revealed but also to the discomfort that often accompanied genuine growth? As the moon shimmered above me, casting silhouettes of the trees against the night sky, I acknowledged the question was part of my journey. Perhaps it would never truly be answered but would serve as an ever-present companion as I ventured forth. With newfound clarity melded with uncertainty, I rose from the circle and took a deep breath, feeling the earth beneath my feet. The path stretched before me, a labyrinth of adventures yet to unfold. Each moment ripe with the potential of revelation, each sign a reminder of the richness of existence. Questioning yet willing, I embraced the notion that the journey itself would illuminate the sacred truths I sought. And so, with a heart open to both curiosity and trepidation, I stepped into the embrace of the night, ready to carry forth my luminous quest, knowing that the mystery of abundance lay intricately woven within the very fabric of discovery. What truths awaited as I ventured deeper into the whispering woods and my own unfolding story? With each step deeper into the embrace of the woods, the air thickened with an intoxicating aroma of damp earth and blooming wildflowers. The forest pulsed with life, a tapestry of shadows intertwining with glimmers of light, and I felt my senses heightened, as if the world around me had transformed into a canvas of vibrant colors and sounds. The rhythmic symphony of crickets and rustling leaves guided me like a melody, an invitation to delve further into this enchanted realm. As I walked, I found myself musing over the symbols I had encountered: the fox, the stones, the spiral. Each element was a thread weaving through my consciousness, drawing me to contemplate the patterns of my own life. I pondered the moments I had brushed past without recognition, the signs I had overlooked, and the connections I had severed in my quest for clarity. How often had I closed myself off, tethered by fear or uncertainty, and missed the abundance waiting just outside my grasp? The path dipped downward, revealing a small stream glistening like silver beneath the moonlight. I knelt beside it, reaching into the cool water that flowed with an elegant insistence, curled around the stones like a tender embrace. Watching the reflections ripple, I caught sight of a figure emerging from the depths, a translucent image of the ethereal woman I had met before. My heart whispered an acknowledgement of her presence. She embodied the wisdom of the forest, the fount of unspoken truth. Why have you returned? I breathed, the current of the stream murmuring in response. I am here to remind you, she replied, her voice as soft as a breeze. You are not merely a vessel of inquiry but a participant in the dance of creation. Her words spiraled into my heart, threading through the fabric of my being. But what does it mean to participate fully? I asked, a flame of yearning igniting within me. How do I embrace the teachings without stepping into fear? Fear and abundance are not opposites, she revealed, her form shimmering with an otherworldly glow. One cannot exist without the other, for it is through the recognition of fear that the light of abundance shines brighter. Embrace both, and you shall find your path. Taking a deep breath, I absorbed the weight of her insight. The intertwining of fear and abundance felt like a truth I had long resisted, wrestling with the illusion of choosing one while discarding the other. Yet, as I looked into the waters, I recognized that the flow of the stream mirrored life itself, constant motion, embracing the joys and sorrows, the certainties and uncertainties. Suddenly, the air shifted, and a flicker of movement in the underbrush caught my eye. A deer, majestic and serene, stepped into view, its deep brown eyes sparkling like twin stars. We locked gazes, a communion grounded in a shared understanding, and I felt the weight of its gaze urging me to step forward, to trust that the journey would reveal itself in each unfolding moment. I rose to my feet, closing my eyes as the breeze wrapped around me. The sacred woman's presence lingered, whispering encouragement, as I turned my focus inward. What if, I thought with resistance, the journey reveals hardships I fear to face? What if abundance doesn't look the way I envision? A familiar voice from the depths of the woods responded, reverberating in the stillness. It may not resemble what you expect. It may unsettle your spirit, but remember, the greatest lessons are often clothed in discomfort. Embrace that discomfort, it is a sign that growth is upon you. With my heart racing at the truth of this revelation, I knew in my soul that the shadows were invitations to dance, nudging me closer to the full fabric of existence. The boundaries I had placed around my understanding began dissolving, allowing waves of intuition to wash over me. The deer gracefully turned, beckoning me to follow, and, entranced, I moved in unison with its rhythmic steps. Each bound took me deeper into the woods, unveiling unfurling ferns and luminous flowers that illuminated our path. The air grew richer, vibrant with possibility. And I felt the softening of my fears under the weight of newfound curiosity. As we strolled through the embrace of nature, I understood that abundance was a living tapestry, experienced in the heartbeat of uncertainty, woven through the fabric of my choices and encounters. I welcomed each wave of discomfort, each moment laden with questions, as they fueled my transformation, rendering me both an explorer and a participant in this miraculous world. The deer paused at the edge of a clearing, where a sacred tree stood tall, its branches stretching toward the heavens. Its bark was etched with ancient runes, each marking a story of resilience, of struggles faced, of growth achieved. As I approached, the air buzzed with energy, illuminating the truth that my journey belonged not solely to me but was shared by all those who had ever sought answers beneath its canopies. I placed my hand upon the rough surface of the trunk, feeling the pulse of the universe beneath. A single question tumbled through the labyrinth of my thoughts. How can I cultivate abundance while dancing in the shadows of fear? The tree stood sentinel, silent yet speaking through its very existence. I felt the strength of its roots, weaving into the depths of the earth, grounding me as I navigated the intricate web of my fears and aspirations. There, beneath the moon's gentle gaze, I realized that the stillness of the darkness held the seeds of tomorrow's light, and as the wind sang through the branches, I carried the weight of many questions, shimmering beneath the silver light. What if the journey itself was the greatest gift of abundance? How might I nurture this encounter with my shadow? How might I illuminate the darkest corners with the light of inquiry and courage? With these questions whispering in my heart, I stepped forward into the vivid unknown, embracing every twist and turn ahead, willingly entwined in the dance of discovery. The soft rustle of leaves echoed in the clearing as I moved away from the sacred tree. Its words felt etched into my very essence, A gentle reminder to honor both light and dark. I glanced back, feeling a magnetic pull toward its ancient wisdom. But the pull of the deer's presence beckoned me onward, urging me to explore this unfolding landscape of curiosity. As I followed, I marveled at how the forest transformed with each step I took. Shadows deepened, and a chorus of nocturnal creatures joined in concert, their sounds weaving themselves into the tapestry of the night. I passed through patches of moonlit dance floor, where whispering grasses swayed in the breeze, and twinkling stars peered through the canopy above as if encouraging my every move. It struck me that every corner of this woodland breathed with intention, each rustling branch, each frolicking shadow a brushstroke in nature's art. I felt the thrill of possibility, each heartbeat echoing the resonance of the unknown, and a question bubbled to the surface: what hidden truths await me in this sanctuary of abundance? Through the thickets and underbrush, the deer led me to a narrow path marked with a luminous glow that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. I stepped tentatively onto it, drawn into an ethereal glow that felt like an invitation from the cosmos itself. The air grew electric, crackling with intrigue as unseen forces converged around me. Paddling softly forward, I glimpsed shapes forming within the radiant light. It was there that I encountered a circle of figures, silhouettes dancing in rhythm with an unspoken melody. Each figure shimmered with facets of color, alive and vibrant, embodying fears and joys alike. As they twirled, they spun the threads of existence, intertwining stories of struggle and brilliance, reminding me that we are all threads in a vast tapestry. The deer paused, giving me space to witness this sacred gathering. My heart quickened as I perceived that these silhouettes contained echoes of my own experiences, my own fears and triumphs. "Who are you?" I called out, my voice reverberating through the air. The figures turned, revealing themselves as reflections of the past, present, and future. They spoke as one, their voices harmonizing into a resonant chord. "We are your echoes. We are the questions you have yet to ask, the fears you have yet to embrace. We are the remnants of every choice you've made, and the potential of every unmade choice." The ground beneath me thrummed with energy as I absorbed their words, recognizing the truth woven within. "What do I need to learn from you?" I asked, feeling the weight of the inquiry settle into my being. "Abundance lives in acceptance," they chorused, flickering with intensity. "To embrace the light, you must first turn to the dark, understanding that every shadow carries wisdom. To dance with us, release the need to control the form this abundance takes." The dance continued around me, and I felt enveloped in a cocoon of warmth. "But how?" I pressed, desperation gnawing at the edges of my spirit. "How do I embrace what frightens me?" "By opening your heart," they replied, images shifting to shape an ethereal landscape of blooming possibilities. "Visualize each fear as a seed buried beneath soil. The deeper the darkness, the richer the potential for growth. Nurture those seeds with your willingness to ask the hard questions, and the light shall follow." Deeply moved, I searched within for the fears I had tucked away, scrutinizing what once felt like insurmountable barriers. The past echoed with uncertainty, but their voices drew me closer to acceptance, shining a light on the transformative power of vulnerability. Within the dance of silhouettes, I noticed the deer's eyes again steady and knowing. They reflected a deep trust in this process. A realization unfurled within me, awakening a burning question: is vulnerability the key that unlocks the door to abundance? As if sensing my thoughts, the figures entwined their forms, spinning into a vibrant tapestry of energies that engulfed me in warmth. My heart raced with exhilaration and fear alike, revealing the duality that coursed through life. I inhaled deeply, the air tinged with the scent of damp earth, and I drew strength from the swirling energy of my echoes. "Embrace this moment," they encouraged, their dance becoming more invigorating. "The inquiry must tread its way through discomfort for true abundance to bloom." I stood at the precipice of understanding, yet still, the questions loomed large, undeterred by the flickers of insight. Resolute, I recognized that the journey would not yield easy answers, but every experience was an invitation to delve deeper into the essence of existence. As the dance faded with the dawn, the figures began to dissolve, shimmering back into the world of shadows and dreams from whence they came. I took a step back, standing in the clearing alone, the glow of dawning light bathing the world in a golden hue. Though the figures faded, their essence remained imbued in my heart, bathing me in reflections of what was yet to be unveiled. Stepping back into the serenity of the woods, I pondered quietly. Can I accept and embrace both my fears and aspirations harmoniously? How can I remain open to the sacred flow of abundance while welcoming the shadows that accompany it? With these queries lingering, I felt the exhilarating thrill of the unknown awaiting me, ready to be woven into the ever-elusive fabric of my journey. The dawn unfolded like a delicate petal, brushing the world with hues of gold and amber as I tread further into the unfurling day. My heart thrummed with the afterglow of last night's revelations, each pulse echoing the wisdom of echoes that still lingered in my mind. Nature around me seemed alive with promise, every feathered chirp a jubilant call to embrace the present moment. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, I wandered deeper into the woods, following a narrow, winding path that seemed to beckon with intent. The air was crisp, filled with the scent of pine and the sweet, earthy aroma of damp soil. As I walked, I silently contemplated the challenge of intertwining both light and dark, grappling with the notion that my fears, when accepted, could lead to a more profound sense of abundance. My gaze fell upon a willow tree thicket, its long tendrils swaying gracefully with the morning breeze. Drawn to it like a moth to flame, I approached, feeling the draw of its serene presence. As I entered the shaded embrace of its branches, the world brightened and quieted, leaving only the sound of my breath and the rustle of leafy whispers. In that sacred space, I was met with a shimmering pool of crystal-clear water nestled between roots, reflecting the gentle light spilling through the leaves. The surface rippled softly, capturing fragments of reality and transforming them into something mystical. Curiosity piqued, I bent to peer deeply into its depths. Suddenly, images reflected back at me, dancing like flickering shadows at dusk. I saw moments from my past, some joyous, others painful, spinning like fragments of a forgotten dream. But one stood out distinctly. It was an event I had buried deep within, a failure that haunted me, a time when all felt lost. The emotions surged back, raw and potent. In that moment of reflection, I trembled, caught between the will to flee and the need to confront. Why do these memories torment me? I murmured to the water, half expecting an answer to ripple back. A gentle voice unfurled from the depths of the pool, soothing as it resonated through the air. It is not your memories that are the torment, it is your refusal to see them as part of your journey. They have wisdom to impart, truths waiting to be unveiled. Will you listen? I straightened, meeting my own gaze in the shimmering surface. Was it possible that within the shadows of regret lay fertile soil for my growth? Taking a shaky breath, I reached out a trembling hand, allowing my fingers to trail across the cool surface of the water. The images danced beneath my touch, a tangled weave of intricate patterns reflecting both past and potential paths. Face your shadows, the voice urged, persistent yet gentle. In embracing them, you unlock the door to new understandings. What do you desire to know? What a profound inquiry. My mind raced with thoughts, gathering pieces of the intricate puzzle that was my existence. I want to know my purpose, I breathed, yearning for clarity that could illuminate the path ahead. The pool rippled violently at my words, casting the tranquil reflections into tumult. In their chaos, a figure emerged, a silhouette that materialized from the swirling depths, one I recognized. It was a younger version of myself, filled with dreams and insecurities, clutching visions of possibility like fragile blossoms. Why do you hide from me? The younger self questioned, voice wavering like a leaf in the wind. Do you not remember the fervor that burned within? Emotion welled in my chest as I gazed upon the purity and hope in that youthful face. I've been afraid, I confessed, feeling the weight of the years press down. Afraid to fail, to embrace the unknown, to open my heart fully in this dance of life. The figure nodded, as if understanding the undercurrents of fear that had long kept us apart. "Fear is not your enemy," it murmured, the words wafting gently like the scent of fragrant blossoms. "It can be a guide, a teacher. It is an invitation to lean deeper into the current of existence." "What are you willing to cut away to grow?" the question sank into my spirit like an anchor, tethering me to the moment. Each word resonated with layers of meaning. What old beliefs, past regrets, or false perceptions needed to be pruned to allow new growth? "I can choose to let go," I stammered, feeling an awakening force within. "I can choose to accept the shadows as guides rather than burdens." The figure smiled, a radiant beacon of light. "Precisely. In your acceptance, there lies the key to abundance. Within you lies the sacred awakening. Are you ready?" The surface of the pool settled slowly, reflecting not turmoil but an expansive horizontal canvas unwritten, waiting for the strokes of discovery. As I withdrew, the image faded, yet its essence remained, echoing in every heartbeat and thought. Emerging from the willow thicket, I felt renewed, exalted by the connection to both my past and future. The journey ahead beckoned with the thrill of possibility, and I understood that my fears were precious gifts of reflection. As I laced my way back onto the path, a single question reverberated within me: what must I relinquish to embrace the fullness of who I am destined to become? With the query echoing in my heart, I ventured onward, exhilarated by the unfolding adventure that awaited beyond the horizon, ready to embrace the next revelations that the sacred journey promised. The morning sun climbed higher in the sky, casting a warm golden light that filtered through the trees and danced on the forest floor. With every step, I could feel a current of energy coursing through me, a sense of alignment I had not felt before. Each breath revived my spirit, and I became acutely aware of the subtle murmurs of the world around me. Leaves rustled in a playful breeze, and distant bird calls sounded like whispers of encouragement. As I continued along the winding path, I noticed unusual symbols carved into the tree trunks like hieroglyphs that seemed to pulse with life. Drawing near, I traced my fingers over the etched patterns, feeling a resonance that ignited curiosity and wonder. It was as if the trees were sharing their stories, rooted in the wisdom of ages past. I closed my eyes, allowing the energy of the forest to envelop me, and listened intently for what these ancient beings wanted to convey. In the silence, I felt a connection to each lifeline around me. "What knowledge lies within your embrace?" I asked, wondering if I could unearth the truths hidden in the natural world. "Look deeper," the forest seemed to whisper, the leaves rustling like a gentle voice brushing past my ear. "The answers you seek are in motion, in the dance of life that surrounds you." Invigorated by this spark of interaction, I opened my eyes and followed the symbols further into the woods. The trees began to thin, revealing an open glade bathed in sunlight, where wildflowers dotted the landscape like joyful brush strokes of color. In the center stood a massive stone, its surface weathered and covered in moss, adorned with more engravings that appeared to lead to a central theme: cycles. Curiosity led me to the stone, and as I approached, I realized that it radiated a palpable energy. Kneeling before it, I placed my hand against the cool rock, feeling both grounded and elevated as if it held the heartbeat of the earth itself. There, written amidst the swirling labyrinth of symbols, I deciphered an underlying message: life is a cycle, a continuum of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. I pondered the significance of those words, the profound connections across time that echoed my recent reflections. My earlier encounter at the willow pool flashed through my thoughts, reminding me that in the dance of life, my failures were not dead ends but chapters in an ongoing story. Closing my eyes, I whispered, "What must I learn from the cycles I've endured? What wisdom lies in the patterns of my life's journey?" The air stirred, and an unexpected warmth enveloped me. A vision began to unfold, a series of interconnected moments where times of joy intertwined with despair, where growth arose from hardship. I witnessed a flower blossoming in the cracks of concrete, resilient in its pursuit of sunlight. A knowing feeling deepened within me: this was the essence of abundance, a testament to the beauty of tenacity. With each image, I felt a growing sense of clarity. Embrace the cycles, I murmured, recognizing that the very challenges I longed to escape were gateways to profound understanding. In transmuting my fear into acceptance, I could learn to flow with the natural rhythm of life instead of resisting it. Rising from my reverie, I noticed an unusual light dancing at the forest's edge. Fascinated, I moved closer, allowing the allure to guide me. As I approached, the light intensified, revealing a transparent figurine ethereal woman with flowing garments that glimmered like morning dew. Her presence radiated a soothing warmth, her eyes gleaming with wisdom. "Welcome, seeker," she greeted me with a voice like a melody carried on the wind. "You have journeyed far, yet the heart of your quest lies still unfurling. What do you wish to understand?" "I wish to know my role in the sacred cycles," I replied, humbled by her presence. "How can I fully embrace my path and fulfill my purpose?" The woman smiled, a heart-stirring reflection of understanding. "The path of abundance is woven not only from triumphs but from trials. To learn, you must engage with your authenticity and accept the dynamics of growth, understanding that your journey is interwoven with the larger tapestry of existence. Seek the harmony in both light and shadow." Her words filled me with a sense of purpose and direction. The cycles of my life were not mere repetitions but rather opportunities to evolve and connect deeper with the world around me. As I contemplated this, I sensed something awakening within, the realization that every step, each encounter, was a gift. Yet despite this newfound clarity, an unshakable question lingered, one that tugged at the edges of my consciousness: what deeper truths lie in the cycles I've yet to fully comprehend? With that question weaving through my thoughts, I turned to follow the light, embracing the unfolding journey ahead, eager to discover the wisdom waiting just beyond the horizon. The glade shimmered with a restless energy as I stepped further into the light's embrace. The ethereal figure remained at the periphery of my vision, an ever-soothing presence, encouraging me to delve deeper into the mystery of my journey. My heart raced, not in fear but in anticipation, like a boat about to set sail into uncharted waters. As I ventured into the luminous expanse, the very air felt electric, thick with possibility. The trees now appeared to hum softly, adding a musical backdrop to my thoughts. Stray beams of sunlight broke through the leaves, illuminating motes of dust that danced like tiny orbs of magic. I began to feel that every breath I took was infused with the stories from countless souls who had traversed this path before me, chose of their victories and tribulations. I wandered deeper into the forest until I came across a narrow stream, its waters glinting like silver shards. The sound of rushing water was both calming and invigorating, beckoning me closer. Kneeling, I cupped my hands and scooped up the cool liquid, allowing it to cascade through my fingers. The sensation sent ripples through my being, awakening memories of laughter, of tears, of dreams nearly forgotten. "Stream of consciousness," I murmured, catching my reflection in the water. Flowing, changing, yet always itself. As if in response, the water gurgled playfully, and I felt a surge of understanding wash over me. Each cycle in my life had shaped me like the stream shaped the stones beneath its surface, softening the rough edges, deepening the channels, carving a path toward something greater. Suddenly, I noticed a small, intricately designed stone resting on the bank. Its smooth surface was adorned with spirals that seemed to vibrate with energy. I could hardly resist picking it up, feeling the warmth radiate through my palms, as if it held the very essence of the earth's secrets. "What are you?" I whispered, enchanted by its beauty. Instinctively, I pressed it against my heart, willing it to reveal its purpose. The moment I did, visions flooded my mind, not just fragments of my own life but an expansive tapestry of interconnected journeys across generations. I witnessed people from different eras, their struggles echoing familiar themes: the loss of hope, the yearning for loves lost, the quest for meaning amidst chaos. The weight of their stories bore down on me, yet with each pulse of the stone, I felt my heart expand, weaving into their narratives as if I stood as a bridge between past and future. The realization hit me hard. I was not alone in this exploration. My experiences were stitched into the larger fabric, each strand a testament to resilience, love, and transformation. Suddenly, echoes of laughter emerged from behind me. Turning to see its source, I was greeted by a group of children playing in the dappled sunlight. They chased each other around the trees, the joy in their movements a stark reminder of innocence and wonder. I watched, captivated, as their laughter rippled through the forest, stirring something deep within me. Remember? A soft voice chimed, as if the trees themselves were speaking. Joy is a cycle too, the thought resonated deeply. Had I allowed the weight of my burdens to eclipse the joy that also demanded celebration? I reflected on moments of laughter shared with friends, the warmth of first loves, the thrill of pursuing dreams unimpeded by fear. In this hectic quest for understanding, had I neglected to embrace happiness as a fundamental element of the cycle? Determined, I stood, placing the stone back on the bank and stepped toward the children, wanting to share in their revelry. They paused, eyes bright and curious, as if sensing my eagerness to join their play. With a shared grin, I ran alongside them, laughter bubbling forth like water from the spring, a reminder that within every cycle of growth lay the seeds of joy waiting patiently to bloom. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting long shadows, I felt a fusion of my newfound awareness and a deep-seated questioning. Could joy and sorrow coexist, two sides of the very same coin? How could I cultivate a consciousness that welcomed both as essential parts of my journey? The ethereal woman's words returned to me, swirling with a sweet melody, seek the harmony in both light and shadow. With a heart alight with the warmth of shared laughter, I looked ahead, ready to embrace whatever revelations awaited me. What hidden truths lay beyond the next bend, and how might they illuminate the interconnectedness of my own joyful journey in the cycles of life? As the last rays of sunlight poured through the canopy, surrendering the day to twilight, I continued to dance playfully among the children, their laughter tangling with the whispers of the forest. In that fleeting moment, time felt infinite, straddling the line between the present and the echoes of all who had come before me. I had been on a quest for answers, and yet here, surrounded by innocence and joy, I felt layers of my own non-answers melting away, revealing truths hidden beneath the weight of expectation. Suddenly, a hush fell over the clearing as the shadows deepened and a luminous, silvery glow enveloped the space around us. The children, sensing a shift, paused their play, their wide eyes reflecting the shimmering light. Turning, I found myself once again face to face with the ethereal woman, her presence radiating warmth and stillness amidst the increasing darkness. "Seeker," she began, her voice like a soft trickle of water, soothing yet powerful, "you have journeyed far into the labyrinth of self-discovery. You have embraced the cycles of life, joy, and sorrow and woven them into a tapestry that mirrors existence itself. But remember, an awakening occurs not just in knowing, but in the integration of those truths into the very fabric of your daily life." Her reminder struck a deep chord within me, awakening newfound clarity about what abundance truly meant. It was not merely a fleeting moment of bliss. It was an acknowledgement of life's multifaceted nature, of both light and dark, of laughter and tears, of dreams and fears. To embrace abundance required surrendering to the rhythm of life, flowing with its currents rather than fighting against them. But how do I carry this understanding into my days? I asked, my heart open yet still hungry for guidance. The woman smiled at me, a knowing look that held centuries of wisdom. By recognizing that even in the mundane, extraordinary truths abound. By understanding that every encounter, each moment is a sacred expression of the universe. Abundance breathes through your connections, your compassion, your openness to the life unfolding around you. To be a vessel of abundance is to embody gratitude, allowing the flow of your experiences to touch others and return to you tenfold. Her words hung in the air, and realization washed over me in waves. I recall the moments where my thoughts had become clouded by ambition, where I had sought grandiosity at the cost of the simplicity that filled my days. I had been looking outward for abundance, forgetting the richness that lay within Meth's innate gift of simply being alive. As if reading my thoughts, she gestured to the children who had resumed their games, joyfully twirling under the twilight canopy. Look there. It is in their laughter that you see life's essence. In their carefree spirits, they embody abundance. It is the innocent joy of the present moment, the union of dreams and action intertwined. I watched the children, a joyous liberation bubbling within me as I recognized the truth they represented. It was a gentle invitation to embody abundance every day, not just during moments of profound realization but in the ordinary, in the fleeting. Instead of seeking external validation or waiting for life's grand gestures, I could choose to surrender to life's dance, to appreciate the nuances woven into each moment. With a heart full of understanding and lightness, I approached the children, joining them in their games once more. In those moments of play, the innocence of laughter rang clear, unburdened by the complexities of adulthood, and I knew I was rediscovering my own spirit, connecting to the essence of who I had always been beneath the layers of expectation. As time flowed like the stream nearby, the luminous woman watched quietly, her presence a soft guiding flame, inviting my heart to remember what it felt like to simply embrace the act of being. Among the jubilant laughter, I whispered my gratitude to the universe, for it was in this intermingling of spirits that I found not only my own abundance but also the abundance of life itself, one that thrived in every connection, every smile, every shared moment. When the children finally began to disperse, laughter echoing into the twilight, I stood transformed, cradling my newfound wisdom close. The ethereal woman inclined her head, a gesture of farewell, but her energy remained imprinted within me, a gentle reminder that every moment held the potential for awakening. The last light of day faded to a tapestry of stars overhead as I walked alone through the woods toward the path of return. Each step was deliberate, no longer hurried or burdened, but filled with intention. I understood now, my journey was infinite, a spiral of questions leading me onward through layers of existence. As my heart swelled with acceptance, peace enveloped me in awareness that abundance lies inherently in the present, waiting patiently to be acknowledged. And with this profound realization, I whispered into the stillness around me, I am enough, I am whole, I am part of the divine dance of creation. And in that moment of surrender, the universe echoed back to me, resonating with clarity. Every breath is a reminder that your journey is sacred. Release yourself into the flow, trust in the process, and allow the truth of abundance to unfold in ways that, perhaps, you could not yet imagine. With each step toward home, I carried within me a sense of groundedness, and a gentle resolve to share this light with others, reminding everyone I encountered that life's most significant treasures oftentimes blossom from within. The greatest abundance was already there, just waiting to be embraced.